There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers we giving us here and the promise from them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Clear body, so I make on you. I can't ask you to be menu. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamu. And yes, I know money. The more I get you. And you love me. The more I get you. What is
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Wonderful day, folks. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you out there, channel listeners, viewers. Those of you always burning your batteries, the better stay your data, making sure that you follow all of our activities right here on Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. For matter of fact, we broadcast live and direct from Accra, the nation capital, Monrovia, and we're right here in Painesville, to be precise, to Port Royal. We are broadcasting from the tallest tower right here in Port Royal. So if you just joining us, indeed, let me say the pleasant good evening, happy Wednesday to all of you. Today is 17th of June. For a matter of fact, today mark the 17th day in the month of June, the 6th month. Time wait for no man. What are we doing as people, as human? What going in our life? What going in our country? What going with our leaders? What are some of these things that our leaders are doing? Well, people, again, I'm John Semeye Bonkula. I don't know where are you or where you're watching us from. Maybe some of you're right there watching the World Cup, and you are also following some of the activities around the world. I better stay watching us live. That's good. No matter where are you, no matter where you're watching us from, indeed, it's good to be here this evening, people. So again, like I said, thank you for joining us. Help us share the show. Those of you who are joining, the World Cup is indeed unique. So many things happening in the World Cup, and for me, I'm really enjoying the World Cup because let me tell you, so many things I'm enjoying for the World Cup. The first thing is the attendance. Let me just tell you this. I'm really interested in the attendance, and to admit, FIFA, or better say the US, are the three countries that are hosting the World Cup. But at the end of the day, US is very in fact, it's the face of the World Cup. But again, thanks to all of you, those of you who are also watching the World Cup. It's not easy. Indeed, thanks to FIFA, thanks to all of you. Some people have been saying, maybe the World Cup haven't started yet because Brise, and Brise play, Brise drew. Other people not maybe on the World Cup ain't started yet because Argentina play. They score, in fact, they beat 3-0. Other people know maybe on the World Cup ain't started yet because Portugal. Again, Portugal is in the lead, but I think getting some reports. I think it should be but Portugal supposed to be in the lead in the first half. Getting is 1-1. I don't know how true, but let me see quickly. Okay, so it's 1-1 into the first half of Portugal. I don't know how the goal came faster because I was sitting somewhere and I left from there now to see that the game is 1-1. It's not easy for Portugal to see DR Congo. Look, I'm enjoying the World Cup. Let me be frank. This World Cup will be one of the funniest World Cup ever in the history because the attendance speak volume. Even though some of the tickets was of something around what you may call 2,000. Yes, sorry, 2,000, 3,000. Some of the yes, the ticket is around 4,000, up to 15,000, 20,000 out for the tickets. So to see people attending the World Cup in this form and manner, speak volume for me. I will tell you that yes, indeed, football is very, very improving, and people they don't really care anymore about some of the things. Oh yeah, the other country, this and that. No. But people want to be entertained, and that's the fact. People want to be entertained. People want to be entertained, but how can they be entertained? That's the question. Like some of our who are children, especially right here in Africa, Liberia, our children do not have playground, nowhere to go, even in their school, nowhere to play. Check some of you today. Go on the campus of your child or your children and see whether they have a playground, nowhere to play, no football field, no basketball court, nothing, no swimming pool, nothing. Nowhere for our children to play, but we're spending all the money. At the end of the day, the people think that they can make money out of us and they get all of the money they want. And we pay all of the money that we want to pay so that our children can learn. The only thing our children are doing in school to learn how to read and write, or to go to bed, they sleep. 8 hours the children spend in school. From 8 o'clock, some of the 3 o'clock, some of the 4 o'clock, some of the 5 o'clock. The children spend in school. Only to learn to read and write. Why are we wasting the time of our children? No technology, we're not teaching a computer, nothing. Only to learn how to read and write. 8 hours. For me, I see that's a complete waste of time. So the Ministry of Education, I think they have to recalibrate. They have to go back into the closet and see how best to put some of these things together, because it's not, but help us. People, those of you who are watching, help us share the show. It's interesting. Sometimes we pass through with these things that indeed you can't have the children when they go to school. What is cat? Cat is day. What is dog? Dog is day. What is rat? Rat is day. All these things are a waste of time. Let me be frank. At the end of the day, people have to graduate from high school and go to computer school. A waste of time. Any country or society that are not ready to build their generation, now how they behave. Any country or society that are not ready, now how they behave. Look at people mailing. These kind of children want to be watching things, knowing about technology, and because they are, they have the knowledge, and they may be, on top of their games. But again, when you try to say, maybe you gotta forget it. Let the people learn, they will get a scholarship, they go out of the country. Now, for example, they go to South Africa, where they saw African citizens will work out one morning and say, we don't want to see anybody in our country. That's it. Help us show the show, people. It's interesting. The drugs wahala still continue. Some of you who may be aware, or maybe you're not aware, the drugs wahala still continue. We are still hearing a lot of news, unconfirmed reports claims and counterclaims, people who have maybe link with the drugs issue. We're also getting unconfirmed report that there are other people who are preparing their letter of resignation from the government. Some people may later resigned. These are unconfirmed reports, unconfirmed news. These are all news that are not confirmed. But until this kind of thing happen, like someone, yeah, sometimes we are aware of these things from the media cycle. I think Mr. Tishu is here. Let me bring Mr. Tishu on. How come Mr. Tishu entered before Brother Ali? But again, Mr. Tishu, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. What's up? How everything?
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all the listeners. You hear me clear, Mivon?
Yes, we are getting you. The only thing you have to add little strength into your voice.
You hear me better now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, and I think it will be better, but I beat audio today. I'm coming on because the topic is too, in a way, entertaining, so I have put up all my ideas and things, and I'm ready to put forth and blast all the issues in Liberia.
Yes, wonderful, Mr. Tishu. Thank you. But first of all, Mr. Tishu, let me ask you, because we have so many things also reaching from the issue of the yellow machine, what happened with the government and so forth. But what are some of the things maybe that caught your attention during the day, maybe even following some of the things on the social media, some of the things that happen, and maybe some of these things outside that maybe that we may not get clue of, or maybe that we may not maybe get any notice of? What are some of the things you care to share with us?
Well, the European Union set up a team to be part of this investigation that go on in Nigeria, and I think that is huge also. And I also went and revisited the hearing at the House, and I got to realize that we didn't go through those tips very critically. One of the questions that were asked the minister about Emmanuel Leon, it was very interesting.
We'll come back to that, Mr. Tishu. I don't want us to just jump straight into the topic. Yes, I'm just asking about maybe something, maybe that may be outside of this, because let me just inform all of our listeners, our people out there that indeed we'll be talking about two things here this evening. One have to do with the yellow machines. Again, the yellow machine Wahala State Office. We're still getting unconfirmed reports. So many things happening behind the same that allegedly those companies that are responsible for the yellow machine, they are requesting quote unquote for their money, or what you may call. That would be our talking point. And another one has to do with the issue of the drugs. We stay into the drugs Wahala because we are getting unconfirmed reports that people may likely resign very soon from the entire issue because they cannot stand the heat anymore. And we're also getting unconfirmed report that the US or the international panel, they are also into this. And in fact, they are investigating. There are a lot of things been going on at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. These are unconfirmed news, unconfirmed reports. But again, Mr. Tishu, these are two talking points that we'll look at this evening. But I'm asking you about some of the things maybe outside, maybe that have to do with quote unquote, maybe some of the things that you may pass through with apart from what we will be talking about. What I'm asking.
But the only thing I could give you from an international standpoint is that we're glad that the war at the Hamas there have been softening a little bit, and we believe that there was a compromise between the Iranians and the American government. But what is in question right now is the Israeli attack on Lebanon, because I believe that was the whole core of the war. Israeli convincing America for them to go into war against Iran when they had no clue that Iran had a weapon of mass destruction. But he wanted to get at Lebanon because Lebanon, the border point of Lebanon is a mountainous area, and they believe that all the time the Hezbollah people can be able to operate from that particular mountain onto Israel. And they have been trying hard for many years to get that particular area, and they never took over. They never took it over. So they have reached to a point now. That is why we convinced the American president for them to come into that war, to give him the chance of seeing whether they could be able to go and get that particular piece of land, like how they did with the people from the Gaza Strip. You know, all the areas around them, they are fighting for land and territorial place to keep their people for future protection. And another thing is that the people are not accepting. The people say they don't want Trump to get a World Cup up. And it's a serious problem. So a lot of critics here in Europe have been going against the World Cup, saying that President Trump, at the ending part, he should not be able to give out the trophy. But FIFA have come in strong with that and said no. The host country, which is America, the president has the right to give up the trophy. So politics is into it again, into football, and politics is all around. What we're hearing again about the international community putting itself together, especially Europe and America. We have been talking about the NATO business, and America said they have been paying all the bills before. But what Europeans are doing right now is that they're putting themselves together and forming their own defense force that will protect themselves because they're always afraid of Russia. And they don't trust the Americans dealing with the Russians because they believe that if anything happened, Trump won't say anything if Russia come to attack us on this side. So they have already put themselves together to find their own defense force that will be able to tackle any problem that will come toward Western Europe at first hand. So that's why I have to contribute at this particular time. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tishu. Myself, thank you for also raising that if I issue that have to do with the war news. That's good because we've been thinking about how the war going to end because our government, they keep shifting most of the blames that because of because of Iran and US and other Israel war. That's why the prices of commodities are still high up. But again, thank God that the war already ended. We don't know exactly as to what they're going to do next, how they're going to handle all of these situations that are going to happen next. Because mind you, though, they will say this thing, and at the end of the day, they will go, and make some of the entrance or maybe some of the ports very expensive, where people will be crying from the viewer ports that indeed to even get car out of the port. Sometimes the people cry. But again, thank you myself. In fact, I keep wondering about the war in US. For me, personally, I think the US because first, from the beginning of the war, they talk about change of regime. Because these were things, right? They talk about change of regime, the nuclear weapon, and so forth. But then at the end of the day now, everything go back to only the nuclear weapon and so forth, blah, blah, blah. So that don't tell you that, well, the international community, they have their interest. They're where some of our African leaders, they are not smart enough. Like, for example, labor can be used as a cartel. I'm just saying this, sometimes to just test the water to know whether our leaders are very smart or maybe whether they are good for maybe, because this is politics. And in politics, or maybe in leadership, if you're not smart, So that people will play you. So, okay, yes, what can we do to see whether the government or these people, whether they are credible or not? Let's do this and let's do that and see them.
The problem is that the Israeli president is in serious problem with the voters there. The people don't want him. So when his strategy was that he got America involved, went into this war when the people should be having election, he's supposed to be in court. Anyone that is supposed to be in court. But he stopped all of that because he dragged America into the war with him to delay the time that he's supposed to go to court and he's supposed to be indicted and probably sent to court in a way that he might go to jail. You know, so he tried
Mr. Tishu, to that, let me be frank, let me respectfully disagree with you on that. To say, Israel dragged America to court and fast forward to the war. For a matter of fact, America is not a small country. Like I said not too long, America had an interest. Let me tell you, Mr. Tishu, whether you like it or not, America, they don't want any other country in the world to overcome their world superpower. So whether you like it or not, they will always play these games. That's just the fact. I come in, Mr. Tishu, I come in. They will always play the games. They will always do what they want to do so that they can maintain their position as world superpower. That one is clear. So whenever they threat, even within North Korea, South Korea, all these things, they tell you that America not seeing these things. They see these things, but in fact, they are acting like that they're not seeing these things until the day they get ready. For North Korea, South Korea, all these things they're doing, they see these things. But at the end of the day, America, they know what they want and they know how to move in. And by the time they move in, they get what they want. So to say, yeah, America dragged Israel, no. America, or maybe Israel dragged America, I want to in fact, disagree with you on that because America also look for other, maybe some of the allies and so forth, you may call. You always look for the allies. And some of the allies will be Israel, the number one ally in the Middle East. So they don't want for it because they're always supporting them, even in their budget. They're always supporting them when it comes to these things. The reason they are doing this thing is because they want to control the Middle East. So for me, I don't want to agree with you that Israel pull America into the war. No, that's been for a very long time. The U.S. been sponsoring Iran. The U.S. been supporting Iran on so many things. Even the U.S. were in Iran when they were attacking Iraq. They were not Israel. So all of these things, I don't want to buy into this thing and say, oh yeah, Israel pull. No, maybe there may be some kind of more thing that happen that we can say in a simple form, they think it's going to happen, but then thank God that they may come in. So, and that what happened for me, now I want to say on that, but I don't want to shift the blame on Israel to say they are the cause, they are the one that put America into the war. No, America opened their eyes, they know what they were going for, they spend the money, and they went for the war.
Mabon, I agree with your opinion, and I'm not going to discredit it. That is your point of view. But in reality, you should check what actually, if you were following what happened in America. When the war started, the whole Senate disagreed. Half of the Senate, half of the House of the Congress people.
Mr. Tishu, the people constitution, I agree with you. That thing and I agree with all that thing because at the end of the day, Mr. Tishu, there are other in fact presidents from the US that also wage war on other countries without the approval of the
name one war that went without the approval of the American Senate and House. Name one, please.
Mr. Tishu, there are many. You just want me to come and bring it. There are many.
Yeah, we are following history. We found out that this one is completely different, Mabon. It's completely different. We all want to learn. You know, if they would tell us one war that happened before the war that happened years back from America, whether it was not a consent from both the Congress and the people Senate. Everything was confirmed. That's how America operates. This man had taken a lone path of following a particular instant of somebody within Johnny to go into the war. The American people never agreed to the war, Mabon. Do not say that we got so many tips that the people never agreed to it. So,
Well, okay.
yeah,
So how about Ali? Yeah, I know how come he stay behind the
yeah, I'm
camera.
opinion
Yeah.
about
So that will not waste our time on that. That's a war that you people have your own interest, especially some of our brothers and sisters also from the Western Belt or from the Western world. You have your own interest. But for me, in fact, the actually Iraq war, there are so many wars that we can name here that some of the president by them, even the George Bush Jr. or Achimeko, all the guys they fall out of war with even Congress approving and so forth. At the end of the day, they gotta go on. But again, that's
I'm
it.
going on history and learning because you're just telling me something that I have to read it or do some research on. You know, I
Oh
want
yeah,
to know.
it's there. What I'm talking about, that means I'm not saying that Congress was not 100% with the president at the end of the day, but you know, as president, sometimes they always start these things, they're always going for these things, and at the end of the day, Congress just got to, sign off and go, whether you like it or not. That's the constitution. There's the same constitution of practice here in Liberia that the president, the commander in chief, will take certain decision for certain time. If there are 90 days, if there are how many days, the president will take that decision until before reaching out to the maybe to the to Congress or so forth for
Yeah, but
approval.
they went to Congress for the money for the war, and it was 200 billion or something like that they asked for. They didn't get it, though, Mabon. So they just wanted the facts and proof that the people they didn't accept the war. You know, it's a lot of
Wonderful. That's good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dishu. We shouldn't waste our time on that. Brother Ali, welcome. Our president, Mandikom, finding a way out of the country. By the way, welcome, my brother. We'll talk more about that quickly. Pastor, you
Well,
have
good
everything.
afternoon. Good afternoon, Maybon. Good afternoon, Mr. Deshu. Good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. Glad to be here. Yeah, quickly before we switch over to Liberian politics, you know, for me, you put Donald Trump on the ballot about 100 times, I will never ever vote for him. But I support him when it comes to the war in Iran today, and I'll stay with him forever till that problem is resolved. And this issue, when you look at Kamala Harris, who was running on the ticket, our presidential candidate, this one election, and when she was asked, when she become president, what's her target when it comes to people then that they get problem with? We have Venezuela and thing, but she talk about Iran because American bloods are on their hand, and they were coming to go after Iran. And when you see Donald Trump at that time, he was just, I think, about 35 or something years old. Just imagine, as young as he were, and he was talking about the Iran issue and how to. So the issue about Iran is not something that started today. That ever since Donald Trump, just imagine at the age of 35 years old, as a boy coming up, he started speaking against what was happening in Iran, what they were doing. And when he became president the first time, that's why he knew he target. What he did was to make sure to strengthen the American soldier, the army. And his second term now he say, okay, now we get a good army, now we can move in. And every American president that sat in this chair, they've been thinking how to solve this issue, how to get rid of this dictator. But you know, these are people that I can call them coward. But Donald Trump, he's not a coward. And for people to say, oh, that Israel dragged America into this war, Donald Trump been playing about Iran when he was 35 years old. And today that he get the power, he want to implement his policy, what he planned, what he thought about, what he dreamed about when he was still a child. So Congress, you're like, you're approved, you're not approved at your business. We will make sure we get rid of all the dictators in the world under Trump administration. Thank you. We can proceed.
Wonderful. Thank you. 30 seconds to that. I think you're right. These are some of the things that some of us keep saying. They think shouldn't be about religion and so, because let me tell you, some of the launching the people can be doing and so forth. The launching don't do pick and choose as to which religion you belong to or not. No. When they launch, the community in, the horse in, whatever place you are, the bomb or the missile or the drone will pick up you. So that's why I see some people sometimes will come here and want to talk about this thing. They want to be too emotional about religion. No, For me, I got serious issue with people. You have leadership, like Ali said, you are president. What kind of country that the president will be so maybe quiet? The president is dormant, but you have supreme leaders, you have religious people controlling the country like they are the one that in power. You see, some of you get angry like the highest. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. And let's just say this thing, but again, the war ended, and we don't know yet because our following some international news. In fact, Donald Trump is also talking about anytime, by the time something happens, they will get ready again to fire back. So we don't know yet. It's just, for me, I want to call it a temporary peace deal because anytime things can happen and confusion can spark off, fighting can start anytime. So, but again, like America said, they now reach a deal, and thank God, we all want peace. Look, this country, or in fact, this war of ours, this money war, why people are fighting? The reason why they are fighting as a self, because they want control, they want to control, they want to be in power. That's all, nothing else. They're not fighting for you. They're not fighting for any kind of thing. No, but they want to control. Whether it's religion, whether it's power, whether it's money, whether it's region, they want to control. So this thing, when you come and talk, people get angry, maybe, no. By the way, Brother Ali, thank you. Let's move on, people. Please help us share the show. Brother Ali, we got 2 talking points this evening. We start off with the yellow machines. We've been getting a lot of confirmed reports that the Chinese company that our Liberian government, went to do this bidding on the yellow machine, even though these informations are all unconfirmed, though. But you know what? There is fire, or there is smoke, or where there is smoke, there's fire. So the news that you'll be hearing from us this evening, these are all news that we've been, in fact, getting from some corridors of that have to do with the yellow machines. Because up to now, we haven't getting any reports from our government as so how much was spent. Some of the way bill, the same way we're seeing the drugs way bill are coming out. We haven't received any kind of a way bill from our government, and they haven't telling us anything. Where are we? How much was spent? How much we owe, and so forth. At the end of the day, the only thing is we are receiving the yellow machines or the 285 move equipments. Even though they say 285 yellow machines, no, but they are all moving equipment that have to do with trucks, other things, and and blah blah blah. So yeah, so quickly let me play the video. Then we start with Mr. Dishu. Then Brother Ali on this talking point. Our first talking point is even here from some of their supporters. Why are they supporters of this government?
Credit and the government refusing to pay. So all that 4.9 million, 3.9, where it go? But no. That Richardson, don't look at me, I beg you. I will leave this show and you give me that. Let me write it down. Take your pen and paper. They posted Jeremiah Kuma getting the yellow machine money. The government pay it. The people send the yellow machine like credit card. They swap the credit card in bars. That's what we pay them more. The government pay it. I see why the yellow machine story looking zigzag. Huh? But we're talking about that. What kind of Liberian? Hey, man, my people, what have we gotten ourselves into? What have we gotten ourselves into? Emmanuel, why you did this to us? That Richardson, Emmanuel, you're the ANC people. Why you did this to us? Can you imagine? We set up a yellow machine, go yellow machine car. The people get no hair, no take. The government's all the people they put behind them for the money. And I see what the thing now. It is default to Aricos. Imagine you remember that Richard, you remember a thing out of pass through Aricos now. Because the yellow machine. Why about President Boaga's speech? I gotta go. I gotta send my own and go. Listen. Today the Bible study, I'll go pray for Liberia. My only prayer request is to pray for Liberia. They put behind the government for the yellow machine money. Emmanuel George, I thought we flew with the yellow machine thing. They brought the thing.
Wonderful. They brought the thing on credit, and we've been saying these things times we add numbers. Some of us, we are still on record, and these are broadcast, or better say, some of the things are still on the internet, You can also go out there to find some of these things out about some of the things that we've been saying pertaining to the yellow machines. Thank God that one of the staunch supporter of the government, also the guy who fought hard in making sure that the government come to power today, also complaining. We want to see how come the Chinese company, they're asking for their money, even though we are spending around 20 some million dollars. But at the end of the day, the budget, in fact, I've been hearing about the other machine is $51 million that we have to spend for operation and so forth. Mr. Tishu, let's start off with you. What say you with the entire other machine wahala? How come again we are hearing that the Liberian government owing the company, allegedly though, that are quote unquote doing business with Liberia pertaining to the other machines?
This is a very serious concern, Mabon, and to the Liberian public. I mean, I don't understand how we got to this at this particular point. There was a whole lot of propaganda in getting this particular machinery over to Liberia. They convinced the Liberian people that bringing in the yellow machine was going to do a whole lot for Liberian people. A whole lot of argument on the different media, and people came to the point that the government was right. They started to talk about the money. It came from 80 million, it dropped to the 20-something million that the vice president got involved, went to China, made the arrangement himself, came back, and all the Liberian people knew that all these things here were clear. When they talk about the shipment, they say the thing will be coming straight to Liberia. Oh, all what happened. When the yellow machine came to Liberia, we had the House of Representatives dressed in yellow to let the Liberian people know that there was progress. Progress from the UP government, and they were giving the loyalty on what the president said about the machine. The machine had come. So we're going out there, letting the people know that they have won on the yellow machine saga. Not knowing that the negotiations that were set up was in a way questionable to the Liberian public. When Barney Samaga came out and said that he needed 51 million to set up the machines in Liberia, take them to the different parts, set up the different depots, train the people, all of that for 51 million. It became a concern of a lot of people, because if you bought a machine for 21 million, 200 and something million, you got 51 million just to start the operation. I mean, the question about in why the money was spent. You know, they didn't actually check out how much was going to be used before ordering the machines, the cost of maintaining them, the cost of taking them out to the different countries. None of those things were put into the account. Now we have a serious problem. From Spoon telling us yesterday on his show that the Chinese are asking for the money. This is a big concern, because we as Liberians, as a people, were told that everything was all right. Even though we knew that we didn't see that in the budget, but they made some kind of allotment, if I'm not mistaken, to have the machines paid for. And all the Liberian people knew that this thing was clear. To hear this saga last night on Spoon saying that the Liberian government owe for the machine is something questionable. It's something we have to discuss, Miko. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mr. Tishu. Welcome, Mr. Conan, just joining us. Mr. Conan, what's up? And what say you when it comes to the issue of the yellow machine? the kind of news that we're hearing about the yellow machine again after our people finish celebrating, hoping that at least the life will change because the government talk about expanding or better say opening the country. At least that will better the livelihood of our people. What say you?
Hey, Mabel, good evening to you and good afternoon to my dear brother Dishi and Aliyu in the States here. Are you hearing me?
Yes. The only thing
Thank
is
you.
that there are a little volume.
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing again? Am I audible now?
Yes. Go ahead.
All right, Mabel. First thing first, let me say good afternoon to the followers. For that time. It's great to be here again today. In between, though, I will be chipping here and there. Um, Two things real quick. In my opinion, the Yellow Machine saga right now bringing it up, I think it's a distraction from the issue about the drug fiasco that the government found herself in right now. The likes of Stanton and others bringing this thing up for distractions. That's one. However, we will delve into it. But the issue about the yellow machine, that's the reason why government got something, they got bureaucratic things that you need to go through to make uh, acquisitions. Now, if they did not go through the PPCC for those acquisitions the right way, this is the situation that the government found herself in. Please tell me, if you cannot afford to pay the balance of $21 million to people that you managed to get this equipment from, where are you going to get $51 million from for the deployment of those machines in the various location as claimed by the Minister of Yellow Machine Affairs, Brani Sambukan, so to speak? Where are you going to get that money from? But again, when you do things haphazardly, all because of political showmanship, this is the situation you find yourself in. Because if the procurement had been done through the legal process, first and foremost, it would have taken into account all of the processes that was going to make it effective for this machine to like this. You're talking about some of them working in the Leeward counties and other places. But this is what you got to go. This is all showmanship and political gamesmanship, so to speak. And that's the problem the government found herself in today. And then when you give people the reason to continually question your integrity as a government and your reputation, people will capitalize on it. It's not a question of the beating on the government, but when you start to mislead the people continually on issue, this is where you're going to find yourself. And I heard you guys talking about, I know it was just a startup, the situation about the Middle East. Let me just get my little 1 cent on it.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, Mabel, you are right. There were presidents that went to war. I think I put something in a comment section. There were presidents that went to war with congressional approval. The likes of Kennedy, the likes of Truman, and even Obama. The Libya war was not a congressional authorization. But hey, we talk about the blowback from the American citizenry. There have always been vehement condemnations about those things because they have never ended good. Or a lot of those presidents become a stain on them. So is the case the other day. And secondly, I heard, I think it was Ali also talking about, the guy, I know it was you talking about, the guy, the leadership that has been determined by religious activities. Maybe
yes,
you don't
yes.
tell a country how to run itself. You don't impose your system of government on
But the country has leadership, though.
It has.
Maybe.
But that's the structure.
That's why they always
that's why the whole elections for.
Good.
That's the reason the whole elections for. But it would never be satisfactory to the whims and caprices of the Western world because what the system they want to impose it on the people. That's wrong. Saudi Arabia don't have democracy. Saudi Arabia kings, lifetime kings. And but yesterday they are the best friend of America. Because why? They dance to the tune of the Western world. But you can tell me, because the people got religious people here. The people in the country are not complaining to you. They are living their lives. Besides, You got a government in Israel that continually bombing people everywhere part of the world. Even today, Mr. Trump is telling that it had not been for America, Israel would have been completely obliterated. He told Benjamin Netanyahu that. So at what point in time are you going to stop this war? So everywhere in the Middle East should be destroyed before you come to the understand or completely everybody died there before you come to the conclusion that you guys are mixing the Zionist ideology without the Jewish ideology.
Yeah.
This
So
is
my
wrong. Do you know how long Benjamin Netanyahu been in leadership in our country? He refused to go away.
Indeed.
He refused to go away.
And that's wrong.
Every time he wants to go. Now, so to talk about democracy, democracy is just a small screen, and you don't people on the country. Yeah.
Yes. So, but AB, do you also support the Hezbollah or the terrorist group?
They are the called terrorist group. Any group that be resistant, they call them terrorists. You are murdering thousands of people. How do you call yourself? Come on, man. I know every time, so long the group not agree with them, they call them terrorists.
No. I
mean America now. I'm speaking for you. I'm from America. That's the ideology. Any group that oppose the ideology of the Western world, the next thing.
Yeah, but in Lebanon,
what do you expect?
In Lebanon, in Lebanon, there the government, they have their own security, which of course they should be the one fighting against Israel. Do you know
the history of Lebanon? When in fact they've been bombing their president in cars in Lebanon, the very Israel bombing in cars. What do you expect to defend? You know, but it's good. This is the Western politics. I don't want to take the short time to it, but we can delve into it. That's why, for me, I like to balance the situation. That's why when you and Brother Dishu are going back, I made it my duty to put in that information that yes, there are presidents that have gone to war without congressional approval.
That's why I said I'm willing to learn, and you have just made it clear that one or two wars went out without congressional approval, you know. So I'm willing to learn. But being a more popular war, the congressional people have to agree and make that war.
But you see, let me. I know this is not our topic yet today, but let me just tell you, even the Iraq war got congressional approval with George Bush. It was done by the Congress. Why it became unpopular, but there was authorization for that war. You understand? So to continually wage war on people. Look, President Trump himself, he got a fatigue for this war right now. That's the reason why he and Benjamin Netanyahu are falling off right now. He's telling him, but Omer said, if it had not been for America, your Israel would not be existing today. Okay, so you got to come to there should be an end to war somewhere, and to tell you that the democracy in the poor country, it must be practiced the way we're doing it here. Then the people got a way of life. That is a cycle. I mean, that is the religious secular nation wherein even the Jewish people that live in Israel, but they are not Zionists. I mean, I call it Iran, but they are not Zionists. The Zionist ideology is different from the ideology of the Irish Jewish people. Full stop. Let's make progress. Please.
Well, if I Mr. Conan, for me, I respectfully disagree with you because the issue of terrorists today from whatsoever region today have also entered Africa. Let us not shy away from this thing and blame America for most of this. No. Did
you see Hezbollah going somewhere else to wage war apart from between Israel and America?
No.
I mean, Israel and Lebanon?
Okay, in fact, why should that even happen?
What do you have? They are Lebanese.
It should not even be happening, but Hezbollah is Lebanese.
Also, are you saying that Lebanon? Are you saying that Lebanon? Do you know how long Lebanon has not been governed by a central government? Do you know how long? Go read about the history, maybe.
Yeah, but because of the same behavior, because of the same attitude, because of the same thing.
There's something here. Then you are coming back to the same thing again. We already talked the thing. We conclude. They make it say, they let that one be feeling. We move on.
That's what I said. Let's move on. Because this is a history class we can go to. But let's leave that one. Let me progress. Now,
Well, no problem. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Let me progress
So with
because
regard
for me, I don't
opposition,
want us to, because fighting, killing people here and there, bumping people is wrong. Has to look them
it
no
is.
matter which way coming
They
It
from.
is
see it
No
happening
matter.
in your country,
Uh-huh.
Liberia, or because Liberia under now gone the shooting there.
Mm-hmm. It's
And they see
wrong.
tolerate attack on the citizen there. You robbing them, they can't even see they go to bed on hunger, on empty stomach and teeth. Now they see kidding you kidding them
But the simple
because
thing
they're
we
not
had,
gunshot
not
money.
something
well,
like, well, why you
maybe
not talk about
let move forward, man.
that?
It's
This
about what?
issue,
Almost
this
3
issue
o'clock.
about
Let move on.
the yellow machine issue here.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, I don't believe that story. This government be ought to understand they took money from us, say Echo Bell, what kind of bank? 21 million, they already went, they pay for that yellow machine, they started bringing in some, now it start going. All these things there, the Unity Party, those people, they are criminals, they are crooked, they know how to distract people. And Stanton, sometimes you listen to him and sometimes you have to be very careful. Because they know he keep flagging they just basically. So they using the same Stanton, you know, my man, we need to kill this story. So you need to bring something up. This is what they're doing. They were using it again. You will go over there, you talk the drug, but then you bring the other story in. Oh, the people there, the old yellow machine, this and that, all kind of thing. Me, I don't buy for those things. One of Joseph Waka bring 1,000 yellow machine in Liberia that his business. Bring it. My concern right now is the just issue. I don't want they bringing that yellow machine story or they bringing what kind of story or that one is up to them. Yellow machine, you are bringing 1,000 yellow machine in Liberia is not going to destroy the image of our country to the outside world. It had nothing is for our country. It will make impact in our lives. But taking just bringing it in the country, taking it out of the country, destroying other country, that's the one that damaged the image of our country. That's why I'm interested in that whole yellow machine Benin that they have been when the people were in Benin there, let it bring shape, they put it there, they carry back. And the last time the other machine, Joseph Waka was calling a friend and he had a gentleman agreement with the husband agree with the due, he can't take the machine and carry back. We saw them, they were all low bed taking it from the army barrel. We know where they carry that one. Those people, that's who they are. So me, I got nothing to say on that yellow machine, Benin.
Yeah, but they say no job in like, bro, why they can't take 300 or children they call Zuko to go wash your machine again, you know, and they put it back on the ship and they send it back to the job right there. You know, go wash your machine because we heard that your machine are second hand. That's the very first thing.
Yes, but Mr. Issue, right to the point, you can see the machines. They almost like somebody was on their farm working, they told them, oh, my man, pack that machine, put it on the low bed. Some of them right in front of the port. When you see some of these trucks, then they started working on them, bringing my candle. Then you see that these are things that we'll be discussing. Those people, when you come to, they will take for the 5,000, $1.2 million, they go buy brand new car, they bring it to the country for their personal use. When you come to Liberia, people, they go bring refurbished things there in the country.
Exactly.
But I leave to that point, to the point you guys are driving home. This is a distraction. I think I told you that already.
Yes,
this is a
that's distraction right there. They bring it into
main
someone.
issues. Yes. Secondly, you have, like I said, the procurement process. If it is because mind you, the previous government, I think they either left almost over 30 machines, brand new machines, and they had a Liberian company that was importing those machines in the country. I think I know ABK or something. They brought in those machines and public works was using it. And those things became kind of decentralized in a way that those machines were in the various part of the country doing some work there. The Wahala, the publicity was never like this. But when the thing has a political undertone, the first thing the president told us, he brought a couple of machines in our country and said they were doing some friendship or whatever they gave it. Once they realized it was misleading. And the president left the machine park over there and only for the owner to come take that away. Now today, you have gone again, you say, oh, you reduced it to $21 million, you borrow the money from the bank, and so on and so forth. If you borrow $21 million for the bank, for a cost of $21 million item, why is it that the people that you bought it from telling you own it today? How do you put that together? So that's why I say it's distraction Secondly, if you cannot afford to pay the $21 million in its entirety right now, and then you're talking about $51 million to deploy the machine, where are you going to get a $51 million?
Those people, they are lying.
I
That
don't buy
machine
this
has
in the
been paid
story.
for. They just using. I see people. Oh yeah, you know what? Your process will so information together, and then somebody will send it to Stanton so he can go with it to distract the Liberian people from the just issue. That they see United Party people using Stanton. Hey, when you don't know Stanton, you don't know him. That guy, the thing he did in America, yeah, he can do anything for money. Don't see him when you be acting that you
No,
screaming.
but for me, I would not even blame Stanton alone for that. The problem is that those people that will just throw out things and they want you to be distracted from it. It's an orchestrated thing. Whether it was emanating from Stanton or from anywhere else, he did not make up the story. They
They
make
pick
it
up the
up and
story and
throw
give it
it.
to him.
They drop it in the space for it to be for it to plow the stereo right. I mean the space right now, Mayborn, so that you'll start talking about it over and over. Yes, we can talk about it, but we will not allow the drug issue to go away. Because mind you, I'm getting information. I think I saw something that in fact I think either some of the European countries are even asking for this thing to be thoroughly investigated because why the exposure of that country right now. That's the image we're talking about here. I don't care about yellow mission. The yellow mission thing I've been talking about. What impact is it going to have on the country right now? Nothing. You spent $22 million on that road. Today, those roads are all becoming non-pliable anymore. And then you tell me about $21 million machine is going to make any difference I should buy into it or should be jumping all over the place?
Well, let me say thanks to all of you. For me, whether it's distractions or what you may call, no matter what, sometimes some of the news when it come out, we got to look into the news because some of the news, even whether it's 200% or not, at the end of the day, we have to inform our people, no matter what the news comes from, who are those people behind the news, and so forth. But at the end of the day, we have to inform our people about some of the happening of the day. So,
of course, you're right. You're right about
whether
that.
it's distraction or not, and I can tell all of you for free that no matter what, the issue of drugs will not finish. Even today or tomorrow morning, any kind of a big news that happen in Liberia, Liberians will still discuss the issue of drugs. If the issue of drugs news will die, that means that's going to happen maybe in a previous government. But we didn't see that. That means Liberians, they are so eager about this news. They want to, or in fact, they want reactions. They want to see their president taking real action, not just about reading, having press release, reading press statement the last evening, and so forth. At the end of the day, some of the audio recording we have, we got to see people having their own RD, like they are the one that even have, sometimes we get these things like I was like one last evening, I checked on the executive mansion website. I couldn't find the audio of the president. I went on the ERBC website. I couldn't find any audio of the president. Only on Spoon. That was just so troubling. I don't know who are those people that even beyond the entire president when it comes to communication. Some of you who are master degrees. I'm telling you, man, this is troubling. That we have to go on Spoon Network and take the president audio recording with Spoon, everything there, doc whether with Spoon. Like that Spoon on that. I was like, what kind of leadership are we in? Where are all these people who claim to be educated? Where are the communicators? Some of you today were communicators who claim to be the master degree over here and there today. Where are you people? That the president will be having a press release because what we saw on the executive mansion website is a press release. It's not what we call the president addressing the nation. And when you see these things, people think that maybe they have issues against the government. No, but these are elementary mistakes. And some of the mistakes shouldn't be done with the government who claim to be educated. Check. Some of you just check. Check the executive mansion website. You will not see the audio that been parading around with, maybe they have the Spoon. In fact, almost like copyright. Spoon put the RD on it. So it means that it's for Spoon. But when you go to ERBC website, it's not there. Or if I on the page, social media page, it's not there. If you go to executive mansion, it's not there. The only thing you can see there is the press release. So how can So where the audio comes from? When we ask the question again, people feel that maybe that we're against, we have issues, maybe this and that. No. But these are so many mistakes that government continue to make over and over, and they think that they are making progress. Now the president out of the country is on way now in Ghana for, I think they say 2 days. I'm going to spend it in Ghana to have some interactions with the Ghanaian president, and after 2 days he'll be back in country. What are my people? With the other machines, yes, want to discuss these things, and at the end of the day, we got to inform our people about where are we and what's going on. So, Brother Aliu, I think you can take over for a little 15 minutes. We'll come back, then we will delve into the issue that have to do with the trust issue. But you guys can also start with that, because we're getting a lot of unconfirmed report that other people are thinking about resigning from the government. Unconfirmed news.
Those people that are talking about resigning, or because, like you said, we getting unconfirmed report as well that the UK has already reported asked America to intervene into the drugs business, because Liberia is America's greatest ally in West Africa. I don't know if that the whole of Africa, but West Africa, you and I know. And these drugs were going in Europe. And now there were people today, they went on the investigation. They had a huge meeting today. And in that meeting, government officials who are involved with the drugs business, they are appealing that they shouldn't call their name publicly because of disgrace, so they will resign quietly to leave. And this is what we are hearing is unconfirmed. These are news we are hearing, and like we always say in our Liberian language, where you see smoke, there's a fire. So if we start getting this kind of information and we see government officials start resigning, that tells you that those were people who were involved into the importation and exportation of cocaine or any other illegal substances or drugs, bringing it to the country and taking it out of the country. And this identical company that have been existing for 14 years, that have been doing cargo shipping, their president supposed to arrive in Liberia today. And this government, we are getting unconfirmed report that when he get to the country, he will be arrested. And we are getting unconfirmed report that he said that the moment he gets to Liberia, he's not going to mind any government official business for the credibility and integrity of his institution to go down. And he will call names, government officials that have been bringing diplomatic cargo for him to export out of the country since 2024. This is something they have been doing. So arresting him at the airport or whatsoever, we are getting those information. If that's happening, probably maybe they want to silence him, or I don't know. But these are information we are getting. So discussion is ongoing now, closed door. It already laid. There were discussions that went on today. The U.S. Charge Affair, the ambassador, and other people, and some people from the European Union, along with the joint security whatsoever. And they already know those people involved from the three branches of government. So these are things that we are hearing. So when we hear that, oh yeah, Mayborn resigned, then we should know that Mayborn was part of it. When you hear Aliyu Masale resign, and you are working the government, so that's it. That's the information we are hearing, Mr. Dishu and Mr. Kone. So that's it. Mr. Dishu?
If you go on.
No, Brother Shi, you can go on, my dear. I will come in.
Yeah. Like I would said from the beginning upset of this whole thing, that I analyzed it from my opinion. I said that it was going to be very tough, because the Liberian government to present to the Liberian people, convincing them that they are not part of this, is something that is very hard to do at this particular time because the American DEA is part of this investigation. What is happening is that the president has been convinced by his elites around him, which is the justice minister and all of those in the security apparatus, that this investigation will be taken care of by them and things gonna come all right. But from what we have been seeing before is that it's gonna be two sides of how the presentation is gonna be given to the Liberian people. What the government have put together and what the real facts are. The real facts are in the hand of the DEA, and those are things they're going to put in their report. If they don't even put it out, or those are things that they're going to have in the report for references. Now, the Liberian government is still trying to decide how to tell us about this thing with the participation of the executive members allegedly being part of this whole syndicate. We got information that these are close people to the president. And there have been, like Ali said, there have been series of inside meetings, preventing the president from exposing what he knows and how they're going to turn it around. So in the whole thing about this drug business, anything you hear from the president is coming from the group that giving him the information to give to us, the Liberian people. It's not the president's own decision. The president's own decision, he want to make a decision as a leader. This whole thing will have been cleansed after the first or second day. But because of the politics and those involved that are close confidants of his, these are some of the things that he's not going to be a leader. He's being there as a president. And he will bear the fruit of these things in the end, because I believe that the Liberian people are demanding answers. Every station you put on, the people are demanding answers. And this is plain pressure on the government. The government do not know how to handle pressure. This is one of their weaknesses. Every time you put up something and they know it's going to go against them, their reaction is uncontrollable. And it's unbelievable at times, because you won't believe that because of such that have happened, the reaction is overrated, that they will be trying to quench their church and leave the other people bleeding, hunger for water. That is how to present itself. So this is a complete propaganda, and the propaganda is going against them.
Yes.
And I think this is tough. Now I have to say.
Ali, the problem here is that the messaging, the government had lost that already. If you recall yesterday, the justice minister went in the presence of the lawmakers, when in fact they had singled out an individual with a name and everything, Zion. And the justice minister told the lawmaker that he don't know whether the Zion is alive or dead.
Yeah.
You are the chairman of the Joint Security of the Republic of Liberia. If the DEA and other people are telling you that there is a suspect in the single or particular individual, and up to now you don't know, meaning to say that you don't even have a suspect. That's what it's saying to us. So the contradictions, the misinformation, the disinformation is troubling. and you drag this thing on, it's the image of the country you're embarrassing. That's all I can say on it. And people are not going to let it out. Like Ali stated, that's why I said early on. Great Britain, where the drugs were designated to go, have started seeking assistance from America and other places to do something about it. So it's the thing that is just going to die down naturally. They are mistaken. It's
They
not
just started.
the fact that if it was a drug coming in the country, it was going to be narrowed down to Liberia. Say, okay, yeah, we just burn it in because it's coming from somewhere. But the intention, where package, a cargo process, only for it to be boarded on a plane to be shipped out, and you think that you're gonna take it lightly, you might be living in a la la land. All right. And the fact of the matter is that Ali, the ramification for this problem is going to be affecting the Liberians in its entirety, both especially in the diaspora. Their movement is going to be impeded. And my fear here is that when airlines start to scrutinize the country and it start to stay away from the country, it becomes a problem. The government have to do something about it, and just to squash it up and think that people just forget it, that's a blatant lie. It's not going to happen. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, Abby, you left something out too that was part of this Emmanuel Zion thing. Do you know right now that the DEA and RRA they in court for the CC camera, and the Emirates group of company, the cargo company, to bring in the CCTV. Now, when this thing started, what did we hear from the DEA? Didn't the DEA say that they had collected the CCTV from RRA and RRA confirmed it? I mean, I looked to
That's
be because I
That's
heard
the
something.
confusion. That's the confusion they want to put the country in.
Because,
And that's the confusion they want to put the country in, and they want you to keep distracting you with different scenarios.
yeah,
That's all.
Also, sometimes even your spoon network that you can go on, and when you go there, sometimes you listen to them, they will be like, these are rumors we are hearing, these are allegations, these are unconfirmed reports. Okay, and when they hear some things, they can talk about it. It's unconfirmed, but we're talking, they hear these are things we're hearing. And whenever you hear some of these things, whenever there is smoke, there is fire there. These are informations we are hearing what is happening now in the corridor. So tomorrow, if we see government officials start resigning, then we'll say, oh yes, we heard this thing and it was a rumor that was around. We talk about it, and is that what we are hearing is true. Because I will not be working in government and then I will just resign. Why did I resign? There should be a reason why I'm resigning. The president didn't fire me, nothing, and then I just resigned. So people will say, but we heard the thing. They were talking that there was some conversation that went on, and other people, some government officials were involved into the just business, and they decide to resign. They don't want their name to be called. So these are things we are hearing. So, and let me tell you something. If the government don't want this kind of speculation for people to be saying things, let it just come out and do the right thing. If this government was having the balls to just come out, you can tell me since they just been they happy up to now, no arrest has been made. They went and start holding airport security, this and that. The airport security that you hold, they told you who brought the drugs to the airport. The person that weighed that drug, they told you who brought it there. Have you arrested these people? So the government is the one, they are the one creating corridor for people to be saying things. How long it will take them to say, oh yes, 3 persons have been arrested and undergoing investigation? These are some of the things because they are not transparent enough. And Alfonso, you and I know, you know in your right mind, if this was opposition, by now they have called him. If this was just an ordinary person that they are not working in government, no government official were involved, but now they have already called names. So you don't want to delay tactic. Whatsoever the government is doing, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that this issue, government officials are involved. During the previous administration, $100 million worth of drugs, people were arrested immediately. You see, when you arrest one person, you call a friend. And
So
those
that's
people
why
were
you find out once a week would be all right, seven
up
days.
to now,
Yeah.
the government, nobody have been arrested.
You call it a coup.
That's some of the things. So to tell you that all those speculation, all those allegations are out there, what people are saying, they are all true. You can tell me a whole country that this kind of thing will happen up to now, no arrests have been made. They know what they are doing, and this is why we continue talking about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm on the show right now, and we're discussing about the yellow machine.
Maybe, please try to mute the sheet.
Maybe can you mute Mr. Dishu? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe is not even hearing us.
Yes, I'm getting you. But yeah, what's up? What is it?
You are not hearing me. You just hearing me now. No, Mr. Dishu was on the phone, was calling you so you can mute him because he was in a conversation. That
okay. Sorry. I did all right. Sorry. Why?
You see,
Aliu, that person you are addressing right now, this is the same way the speculation came out with the former finance minister, when it was speculated that the former finance minister will resign and people disputed Paul Makamara. So he would not, for her reason, it was, that lie, it would not happen. Only for him to come out and resign. And today you got phone explain exactly what happened to him at the finance ministry. So sometimes when people hear the thing that tell you unconfirmed, what more you wanted to tell you? Okay. That's all I wanted to point out.
Yeah, these are unconfirmed reports. We are hearing those things in the corner there. So we're waiting to see if it is true. Then we say, okay, but now we can't say it is true, it's unconfirmed. These are things, almost like they will say, allegation, the person stole. You are not, till you can be found guilty, it's still an allegation.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Corner, may want to our listening audience and follower out there. Like yesterday, everyone always sat here before the president could address the nation on the drugs issue. We said exactly what he was going to say. Other people call, and definitely. And I don't know why the president continued to delay this. And we don't expect to see this thing happening under a Joseph Boakai administration, a man who served in government for 42 years, and he brought people on board who claim to be the most sophisticated and educated people. Whenever there's a national issue where the whole country is concerned, we expect to get security briefing on a daily basis. This is what happened in the country, Mr. Corner, you see. And there are people today that left from this country, they are working in this government. Why can't they bring some of these changes in? Yeah, Mr. President, or Justice Minister, Police IG, LDEA boss, when this kind of thing happen in the country, the people need a briefing every day. Or if you brief them today, tomorrow you have to give briefing, how far they invest it. But they continue hiding everything on the cover. Even for the president to come and speak, people had to force him. Like what Maybon said, I just went and searched. The entire send the government into power that today I said that executive mansion website. That audio that we play here yesterday and it was to Spoon. It's not on the executive mansion website. Even the ERB is not there.
Not there.
Why are they playing with the Liberian people mind like that?
And that's bad. Thank you. If I were back, if I were back on the radio, but Aliu, thank you also for even recognizing that, or in fact seeing that and making your own research. Let me be frank. Most of our communicators here in Liberia, when we say this simple, you think that maybe you're on the radio and you're talking how they want to talk. Yes. All these people, I don't know what they are into, what they're doing. They think that maybe they can play the lion politics. And the lion thing that we played yesterday, the lion stuff have a lot of episodes. Some of you maybe you don't know. They are episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. All the way the same thing the politicians are doing. Where in this world that the president will be addressing the nation? There are difference between nation address and press release. Amen. God. There were press release. Go on the Executive Management website. It's there. Go on ERBC, the national radio, is there. So where did Spoon get the audio from? What kind of control? Yeah, man.
Maybe they just issue the Unity Party. They are in the constant habit. CDC did it today, and you will see people say we shouldn't politicize this. Just
I come into that, but I want to invite you. Yeah, following that, but I need coming quickly. Then maybe other team will come. Yes, but what I would politicize? This is not political. I don't want you to be talking about politicizing things. Nobody here is politicizing things. I think our government, like you said, the government is not communicating well with the people. That's why some of them will come and will tell you that if I love Donald Trump so much, he say he love Donald Trump because for me, look at Donald Trump. Even if the rocket happened or some of the helicopters have been shot at, Donald Trump will go straight on his page and post that yes, according to my team, I get all the evidence. In fact, he will post the video that yes, this one happened. This one happened. That one called good leadership. But you keep talking about security breach. The same security breach that today that you are holding the former finance minister Samuel Toy and the rest of the other people that there nothing called security breach or nothing should be talking about called security. Or that today now we are now looking for security breach or security information or not to jeopardize security operation. Where are we heading to as people? What kind of country we running? Look at today. I just saw the release quickly from they say no to drugs. People talking about okay, the president has spoken, says it's about time. Let's listen. Let's get the president time. Let's do this. Now we understand how the country is running now. And you see these things? Oh, that now you want us now to get president time, to get government time. Anyway, the lion government, the lion star.
Babe, you know, we are not in the country, but sometimes we are informed. Yes, I always tell people the same way the former president, when he was in power, there were people that used to tell you the color of Sir George we are in your room or in your hall before coming.
I'm telling you, even the food.
We get people that gave us this information. This
all the louder voices yesterday, the louder voices are even talking about the catfish or how you may call. Go ahead.
This government, Mayborn and our listening audience out there, they saw the level of the amount of people that came out doing the say no to drugs. And this government is now embarrassed. If these people come out on this issue, the whole world see them. That's another bad news for this government. So the people that are holding they say no to drugs, the big people that are inside, they were able to call them undercover. You know why when you go over there, your top people will listen to you. The government is just trying to cover their shame. That's all going on. That people are coming to say, oh, the president has spoken, so let's wait and see. Because why? They have been compromised. They had to call them behind the door. They had to talk to them. And this government, they are already happy when the water waste is waste. Nothing you can do. You just need to wipe it. You can't go bring something to dip it, put it by in the bucket to say you're going to take shower. No. Then they come out to tell the Liberian people. The government didn't want prolonging the thing. You come and call this. When we back, I said precedent. Like I said, look at Musa Hassan Benete. They tell you Benete not get money that he could do whatsoever he can do for his son to go free. No. But everyone of all we know just is not good. My son was not importing, he was not exporting, but they arrested him with drugs. So why? Nobody's supposed to get drugs in that possession. So let him go and serve his time. So
thank you. So
if your children are involved or any of your ministers are involved, the fight of drugs. Now what brought you to the presidency? Set precedent. It can be your director, your minister, your advisor, your son, your daughter. Set that precedent that Liberia history will forever remember you. That's one of the greatest legacy you will ever leave behind. Mr. Kone.
Great, thank you. Let's hear from other people. Mr. Dishu, please, let Malaysia have a little time. Yes, I don't know what your take on this prolonged investigations, because Liberians, they are frustrated. They want to know exactly as to who are those importers, because the more time you give, the more time the criminals, or quote unquote, the alleged criminals, they operate. Even if you give Mayborn whole day, 24 hours, like for example, Mayborn involved into some terrible thing, and you get Mayborn 24 hours, 4 hours, Mayborn gone. 4 hours. Even 1 hour of your time are already out of the country already. Before I may talk about days, weeks, and months. But Mr. Tishu, what say you? How come we are prolonging the time, the investigation to even arrest people? What's going on? And we get a lot of unconfirmed reports that people are also frustrated even from the cycle. Now, maybe quote unquote, some people may regularly leave. What say you? Mr. Tishu?
Mr. Tishu should be basic. Mr. Kone, are you there?
Okay, Mr. Kone, the same thing.
Yeah, Mayborn, the problem here is this: the insincerity of the government is troubling. There was a president in Liberia before called William Arrows Talbot. I think it was in 1978 or 77. His namesake, his own relative, got hung in our country for murder. And it was President Talbot that signed onto it. The man, they named Talbot after him, his own, I think it was a nephew or so, family member. And he got convicted in court. And Talbot told him, he said, look, I love you, you are my namesake, my own name on you, but the law is the law. And he signed the guy death warrant and they hung him from morning to evening in Liberia. President Talbot did that. He was a man, people would say, oh, nepotism and everything, corruption. But he was a man that was very, very, very rigid when it came to implementing the laws. And at that time, you only had one party system in our country, the True Party. Talbot did that. You guys can go and search it and see. Now, to have a government, the president, and then all the other security apparatus trying to cover up things in our country is troubling. This is nothing that you will try to bring down your own government, try to save face of individuals that you brought on board and gave them a piece of job to do, that you can fire them out willy-nilly. The president can wake up in the morning and tell the man, say, I don't want the man to be, you gone. You ain't got to give you any reason. Why would you allow your government to be dragged into this kind of situation and keep the Liberians completely oblivion of what's going on in the country? This is not a good thing, and like you stated, it's not about politics, because at the end of the day, this thing gonna embarrass every Liberian, both at home and abroad. The reflection is just bad. That's all I can add on the Mayborn.
And right now, Mr. Kone, like even whether you fly on Liberian passport, whether you fly on US passport, British passport, whatsoever passport you fly on now, why you coming from Liberia? That country you coming from there, oh yes, I'm an American citizen, I'm a British citizen, this and that. Why you coming from Liberia? They are going to strain you. See that kind of humiliation, see that kind of embarrassment now for passengers that will be coming from Liberia. And we are even getting unconfirmed report. Brussels may like the shutdown going to Liberia now because of this. You see, because none of these things have been happening. All the time they've been going over there, coming, bringing cargo, waiting, nothing that just they've been putting on their plane. See this kind of embarrassment. And the president going to Ghana for 2 days, nothing Joseph Waka going to Ghana, but because the stress is just too much. That's why he's going to go rest.
But Aliyu, let me tell you this. For you to have people, I heard some people say, oh, they give some people started as ambassador at large for purposes of maybe attracting business environment, but they're not willing to take salary, but they want to use their diplomatic immunities for those kind of reasons. And that's how you have, from my understanding, there have been a lot of diplomatic passes that have left that country from the airport that don't need to be searched. So what made you even in America here, when the president of the United States gave ambassadorial level to anybody, whether you can be a billionaire, they will still pay you for the job they're giving you that position for.
Sure.
It's not on a charity basis, but because people want to use those immunities to accomplish their sinister motives, that's the reason why they accept those things and get those diplomatic passports to abuse it at the detriment of the Liberian people.
And these are some of the names that we are hearing in the corridor, Mr. Kone. Those people that say, oh, I just working, I'm taking salary, this and that, but they are diplomat, they get diplomatic passport, they can leave the country anytime. Some of them are the ones that have been sending diplomatic cargo out of the country. You see, I will get my wife and children, I get my family to take care of, you give me position but no salary. But I fly in, first class, this and that, I live in the country, going and coming, but I'm not on salary. So where I getting, how I going? Make it make sense to me. So how my family
and you guys really raising a very good point here also on the show that sometimes some of the things we see like, okay, it's a pro bono position or maybe it's a pro bono work, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that come with some of these things like someone posted about the kind of I think the law that quote unquote prohibit maybe the security officers maybe from charging you as a diplomat or what you may call. So some of these things too also, yes, you guys may be right. But let me just add up to everything that you guys have been saying that I think we're in a very troubling time, no matter which way some of you want to put it, whether it's impositions, it's oppositions, it's non-positions. At the end of the day, Liberia is on the curve or the crosswalk or what you may call. We're in a very serious situation, and you guys already said that some of the airlines or some of the planes or what you may call may let this stop their operation in Liberia based on the information that coming from out of Liberia. So for me, yesterday, last evening, I was expecting our president, Mandicom, to really take a lot of actions because too many delays. Like we can always say in our layman term that just a delay is just a deny. So, Mr. President, for me, from all indication, whether any kind of a name that you think I will come out later on, maybe at the end of the day, now Liberian will be feel, or in fact, Liberian will feel that it's just a covered up and they'll feel frustrated and nothing will come out because by then, maybe because we're also getting news that it's the international community that pressuring you, or better say that pressuring the government. If leave with the government, they're not going to call any names, that's what we're hearing, but because of the international community, they're pressuring you because there are a lot of names we're hearing, sanctions and so forth that may come up. These are kind of news that we're hearing for the corridor. So because of all of these things, you have to do whatsoever thing that you want to do. But like AB said, the best way to steal the show and to tell the international community that you are not part of any kind of a dubious act or any kind of a thing that will be happening or that happening. Yesterday, yesterday should have been one of the best days ever for Liberians. That yes, even though the investigation is ongoing, but we have 4 persons, or maybe we have 2 persons who are maybe into this, and they are maybe persons of interest. The 2 persons or the 2 people are this and this, and they will be turned over to the joint security for investigation. Then we know now that indeed you are moving forward. But with all these news, the people are complaining, the people are quote unquote alleging, they are also accusing, they are also pointing fingers, because mind you, where there is smoke, there is fire. That means somebody somewhere sitting somewhere will not mean Mayborn with news. They will tell Mayborn, Mayborn will tell his family member, my family member will tell the other friend will tell the other friend. Now how the life look. So before you come to yourself, all the news, all the information already out, then at the end of the day, the government scores 0. I know the lion story. I know that's the kind of system we have in Liberia, but you got to do better. And some of you who are advocates before the last people come on, before we go to the lines, some of you who are quote unquote advocate, if you are advocating for a political party, you're wasting your time. Because even if you remove this government and bring in government B or government A or government C, we will still go back to the same lion story. So no need to waste your time. Let's fight for the system to be better. Even if you remove the government, let's fight for the system to be better for the children that will come out tomorrow. So they say no to drugs thing. Now acting like or pretending like they want to fight drugs, but you on the other side, you're wasting your time. The government will eat the time and there will be no more, they will go. At the end of the day, what happened to your children? You will stand there in regret and you will still see your children sweeping, turning to zokos, smoking drugs. Before you come to yourself, it's late. The time is now. Don't mind the politicians. They're playing games. And if you're not smart, they will play games out of you, they will control you, and they will cajole you. So yeah, that's all I can say. The only thing that we're hoping on, but Ali, is the international community. They are the only people that guiding us. Let me tell some of you today. You out there, you think that this drug issue, you think that your government, no. President Boga have no control. Let me say this on the radio. President Boga have no control. The same way yesterday, the previous government, why they had to even call former President Weah. Yesterday, the same thing. President Boga have no control. What you doing right now? You're doing that just because he had to talk to us, make it look like he's working. But to where the drug situation is right now, our government has no control. They're just pretending, they're playing games, acting that they're working here and there, but they have no control. Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Thank you, Mabel. You see the issue here, like they said, the president, this is why yesterday the president, they had to do pre-recording because they say he under the weather, he's not well. Those people, they shouldn't kill this man before his time. Because his own people, they are the one pressuring him like this. And he go in Ghana to go get few treatment and come back again after 2 days. But Mabel, yesterday, the issue about drugs, kush and other things in that country. We saw the Liberian Council of Churches. We saw the Liberian Muslim Council, this and that, our Imam Sheikh Ali Ibrahim that used to have press conferences 3 times in a week. We have civil society organizations in the country. All of these people are still to be corrected. But since the drugs issue happened, I haven't heard any of them speaking on this matter. Because Ali Ibrahim working on the board now, because the Liberian Council of Churches, they are on the head, he too, he working in the government. What? So those people, they only after their berries, they put the interest of the country aside. When they get government job that they are focused on what happened in the country, what not happened, they care less. So they were only doing this thing, acting like they love the country, they love the Liberian. So they were speaking out yesterday. See this kind of international disgrace that had come to our country, embarrassment, humiliation. You get those so-called Liberian Christian of churches or council, the so-called Liberian National Muslim Council, those civil society organizations, women group, men group, working group, they are all quiet in that country. So these people, they are only after their berries. When they get government job, they are quiet. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that government officials are involved with the drugs issue. Like I said, if it were anybody from the opposition, we have passed this day, we'll be discussing something else here. If it were any ordinary man, different national that were involved into this thing, then they would discuss something else. But because, like the deputy director said, the former that the 3 branches of government are heavily involved in bringing drugs into the country, and this is what today we are seeing, and this is why the government is playing all this delay tactic. But the pressure is on them from the international community. The U.S. Embassy, they are now involved. The European Union, they are now involved because why? This thing was going into Europe. Just imagine taking drugs from West Africa, sending it to Europe instead of drugs coming from Europe entering West Africa.
Thank you. So we got to go quickly. I think I'm seeing it before, but Kone come on. Maybe you want to say something quickly. The Kone? Yeah, anything to say quickly before we go to the line?
Yeah, Mabel, thank you again. You know, Lord, listen, let me get add up to this. The deception about those people in our country is all about their bellies. They put their bellies in wheelbarrows. Be it the so-called civil society, the religious community, both. For me, I most of the time deal with my own. Ali Cry in particular. He's a deceptive man, and it's all about himself. Okay. Now, Mabel, take for instance when the Charlotte Musu case happened. Those ladies jumped in the street because it was a reputable person in Gloria Mususka. They demonstrated for her so that she could be set free. It was people like all that galvanized and compared government that some of us even supported one way or the other. We compared the justice minister to take that case to court. And those women, and they wore black and they want to identify with Gloria Mususka. Today, Gloria Mususka got freed by the United by the government and she's given a position. These women have said nothing. It just felt that that lady got killed by
And
somebody.
that's the
What?
lion. That's the lion
What?
system now.
Yeah, Mabel. So today, they're sitting in our country. Last week, when our pastor from Nigeria stated when he attacked the United Party government, it was when you saw that, how they call it, no, Bishop Konto or Bishop whatever, he came on spawn to defend the government because his interests were at stake. This is the reverend, this is the bishop that took part in the election as a contender. But because they attacked his government, he mustered the courage to take to the air to defend our government. It was never about the interest of the Liberian people. So these people, it's all about themselves. Maybe.
All right, thank you, Brother AB. Maybe someone of these will look at the civil society activists or the advocates as to whether they are really advocating for our people or just about the lion system. But to my brother Steve would also follow and Steve was asking me whether look, Steve, no matter how you want to put him on there, brother, no system will change here without the people themselves changing it. No matter what you want to say, no matter whether you agree with me or not, my brother. No other person that you bring in Liberia now.
What's Steve asking about?
Steve is asking me, Mabel, what are you talking about? Why will you say if this government is removed, there will be no change, regardless of who takes over? How do you change the system? Yes, that's the question you're asking me, and you're right, Steve.
Oh.
But I will tell you that yes, indeed, because for the past 20 years, Steve, where are we? We have almost 3 presidents now in Europe. The same thing, the same lion system. So, my brother, I can easily be convinced that even you, Steve, that we become president, that thing will change. Until the people themselves, according to the Constitution, Article 1, that the power is in the people. So they are the only group of people that can change and make things better on what they want. Or else the government or the politician will play them that the lion story. Thank you, my brother. Let's go to the line and interact with our callers. Hello to the first caller, David King. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, this is David King for the public. It's concerned Liberia for justice. See, Limbo, all of what you guys have said, there's nobody importing drugs. The people are exporting drugs for this country. We're not looking for importer, we're looking for exporter. There is a drug laboratory now in our country. If you follow American news, they give you this event that drugs left this country from Brussels and other airlines to go to other places. You know, when the government came to power, the first day our president went out, Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau was the power of drug trafficking in Africa to Mexico and out of Colombia. While our president was going back and forth to Colombia and to Guinea-Bissau for, what was it doing? Does Guinea-Bissau have anything to offer us as a country? If you ask them, say no. But the president knows why you have to open there with all those huge delegations. What the president give us Ghana? When he brought a $3 billion Syria, when they were going to open a refinery, $3 billion refinery in Grand God was caught on our flag.
All right. Thank you, David. Can I give other people a chance? Hello to this caller. Good evening.
I listen to you from the people who did some work with me. And I appreciate that because we were very sweet.
And then the lion system, though, the lion can always put divisions, or in fact, the politician always put division between the people.
Oh, yeah, but I listen to actually your thing yesterday. We got divided from our reading too. I listen to it. You see, that's the kind of culture we get. People like that, but honestly, they get here because of what they can get. But today, people are exporting trust. They are not concerned. They say, okay, president here, president is so for us, president country. You hear something full of that. We're going to 3 more presidents of our great church. They must stay down there. That's it. So, let's do like a child. That is one time. I don't see us regret effort. Keeping your somebody there, okay?
Thank you so much, my dear brother. Today's caller, quickly, good evening. Yes, go ahead.
This is a common question, and I am QOP only. I represent the Coachella Network. Not too long, we saw posting in red letter representing yellow suit. And we also saw group of law people wearing yellow suit, thinking that Liberia are ignorant group of people. But that's a lie. Liberia are electing group of people. Not to buy elected man here. But that's not my issue. My issue has to do with the issue of drugs. Therefore, yes, president needs to be impeached. Because I don't know what a president is investigated and check that he thinks about our constitution. Therefore, I'm calling last time I told you that 2014, you should verify that this president was coming in all with the next president. He was master by then. They were in trouble from Peru. And overall, he tried to come on with drugs in the wonderful car. I said it. And today, therefore, the man that their president gave of concession due to send road from the South Bridge to Kema to the border, to Kano border. They need a nation international or wire that is on narco trader. Adama Bari is the name. I don't know why I'm getting it for right. That means I get a passing for or property that they gave them raw property to do construction. The name of just is a just dealer.
Allegedly, though.
Yeah, but the man is already international. Check it out. Therefore, the man is in an international report that he's a just dealer. So this kind of man is coming to him deal with the president.
You mean the people that come and bail our road or that already start being the road already?
Yeah, the Babi 4 road project, that guy like they get the contract to.
Oh.
Yes.
The man of drug. Oh. Okay. Okay, thank you. We will check on that. I'll also checking already. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. Let me say hi to our panelists. Concern Liberian for justice. And look, like Cornet said, nobody's going to use yellow machine to serve as a distraction for us. If we can pay for the machine, we can put it on auction and pay the money back. Simple. What we are asking there, and we are even getting another information about our machine. There are clarable information that those yellow machine the guys are bringing in the country. These are some of the million through which they use to put their drugs in it, bring it to Liberia, after packing it, go there, take it from inside, package it, and send it where they want to send it. So the longer the delay to come up with the information that Liberia want, we will investigate and bring out our own information. Where is the president going today? Are we having any meeting, ECOWAS meeting, or whatsoever that is taking place in Ghana, or is he running away from the drug issue? There is no need to run away. You need to sit here and solve the problem. Because after all of the rigmarole, ministers saying different things, directors saying different things, we expected the president to have come out last night and told the Liberia something that we would have held on while working. But they came and said the same thing that all the people have been telling all over the week. So what we are saying is that yesterday you said it was being imported into this country. But now we are exporting them, meaning we got factories, meaning we got it in-house deposit here, we're keeping it here. So we want to know who is behind the expertise.
All right. Thank you. We want to know who are those people. All right, David Samuel, good evening.
Good evening, Nico. Thank you very much. Nico, let me say good evening to the rest of the family. From the legacy of us to the Weapon Omega Mark, this is our David Samuel and the proud neighbor of them that grandpa. Therefore, let me tell you, this government always saying this. Those people that are
This case out there, Samuel, is a security matter. Why you want to rush with the case? All right. Thank you, Elder Samuel. We'll take a few more calls and cross over to our team of panelists quickly to this caller. Good evening. Yes, my sister, go ahead. Good evening to you. Go ahead.
Bringing jobs in a country that is not in our body, bringing jobs. Why we are in Singapore,
all right. Thank you. Take one more call. Only one more crossover. We'll give our team at least 2 minutes, or better say 1 minute, so that they can be able to close us or maybe to carry us home for the day. But again, people, those of you who are joining, this is the Wednesday edition of the SKTV show for the fact, the 17th of June. No time. Our president out of the country is right now, either on his way there or somewhere around Ghana, or maybe he may likely now be in Ghana. But as far as we are concerned, the president heading to Ghana for 2 days visit. He will be there. Sometimes when it's stressed too much, like some of the callers are saying, you gotta go for a briefing, breathe out. Now we don't want to go for a day. Or you see how the lab looking. We don't want taking your stress. Then your course pass. But anyway, Ali, Mr. Corner, Mr. Tissue, please don't manage the time. I think you guys listen to the callers. We gotta go home. The other one are calling out tomorrow business now. So we gotta go. I'll see you with the callers, or better stay, your closing all in all.
Mr. Dishi, okay, Mr. Kone, go ahead.
Yeah, again, let me say thanks to the callers, man. Fascinating topic, and we will not relent. We got to continue talking about those things. It's not about attacking a government. It's the fact that whatever is happening, we're speaking to the reality of it. And then the government need to come up clean and tell the citizenry the problem that is unfolding in the country. You have had series of, so the premise of the president, the investigating, they should give time. You stay investigating the border issue. You stay investigating the border issue that has to do with Francis Yimali and others who were doing mining over there today. We got our country, portion of our country taken away. You stay investigating it. There's no finding. You are still investigating corruptions and other things that government, the president suspended people for, and there are no findings. So you can enumerate the things that the government, the president have promised that investigation will come in and Liberian people will know. Up to now, there is no finding on those things there. So this is just a cover to tell you that, give it time. Give it time so that it will die down naturally. That's what it means. Whenever the president tell you that, meaning to say this is a strategy that will die down naturally. And we're not going to allow that, because why? This is not going to be only limited by the government. It's going to spread over to the citizenry, both at home and abroad, that has a negative reflection. They cannot call your country a narco state, and you expect that it's going to only be limited to the government. Yes, there are government officials that might get sanctioned and other people might be penalized for it, but equally so, it has a bad reflection on the ordinary people, and we need to speak about it. But again, let me say thanks to all of the callers and thanks for the time, Abel. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Dishu. I'll say you quickly, then Ali take us home for the day. Mr. Dishu? All right.
My brother Dishu, I think, is busy a little bit.
Yes. So go ahead, Ali, go ahead so we can go home for the day.
Thanks to our callers, thanks to those in the comment section. Yes, for always taking their time. The government, if the government don't want us to be assuming, yes, this and that, all those allegations and things, they had to come clear to the Liberian people. This is a government that came to power. They talk about transparency and accountability. Like Mr. Conan just said, the local issue today, the government investigation is still ongoing. 6 months now, I think, to be corrected. The issue about the $10 billion mansion investigation is still on the way. And there are a lot of investigations, like the yellow machine today. They're talking about this other thing. You see, This government, who told you that I was not aware about people going to put $10 million mansion in Fuya, and he got to know nothing he did about it. You see, do you think he care about the image of this country? Because if President Bwakai prioritized Liberia and Liberians, he flying around, people say, oh, we are damaged the image of the country. The president is trying to, he's deepening ties in putting Liberia back on the world stage. If you put your country on the world stage and you get your government officials, I will say this, I'm not SKTV saying it, I'm talking in my own capacity as Aliyu Masali. If you will have government officials working in your administration, importing and exporting drugs out of the country that is damaging the image of the country. People looking at Liberia now as a narco state. America is involved. In the UK, they are all involved. They are concerned. Why are those people exporting drugs into our country? And if you really think you came to put Liberia back on the world map, on the international stage, what will you do? Immediately, I'm fighting to put this country on the world stage for people to know why we stand for. Our integrity, our credibility is on the line. And I appoint you people to come and work. You people are earning salaries and want to destroy my government. People say Bwaka is a man of wisdom. He is a wise man. He get the country at heart. Why are you still looking at that list and carrying your pressure up, Mr. Bwakai? Call their name, then they have them arrested. Put them behind bars. Your name will forever remain in the history of Liberia. The president now put 10, 15, 5, 6 of his government officials behind bars for bringing drugs and exporting drugs out of the country. No president have done that. With this kind of thing, the way drugs is damaging the whole world today. If you will do that, everybody your name will be around. Just how George Weah gave power to you today, people are celebrating him because which one of the presidents you have seen in Africa or in the world to just give power with that kind of margin? Today, people are celebrating him for that. If Bwaka, you can do this, every other African leader will be turning to Liberia. Oh yes, you saw what Liberia president do. You will serve as an example for African leaders to follow other countries. Do that for us. Whether it can be your son, your daughter, your person that can give you water to drink in your office, call them out so that history can remember you forever. Stop hurting our head, because if you think you hurting our head, let me, I come go to where, let you there, you rush it to go lay in hospital. Your pressure will continue going up. You already living on pacemaker. It's not good for your health. For people to be putting your pressure up. It's up to you. If you allow your people to put pressure on you and you go to your grave beyond ahead of time, because these are some of the things that can happen. Oh, the president fell off. Why? Because of drugs issue, he not wanted to shame his government official. And you will go, you leave them behind now. Don't allow anybody to kill you, Mr. President. Disgrace them. You brought them to serve. You didn't bring them to be importing and exporting drugs. Yesterday, it happened that we are name were there, and we will call your name. You like it, go on Facebook, go cost my mind, cost my wealth, at your business. Just how yesterday we were responsible for every drugs that enter Liberia. This drugs issue today, Bwaka is responsible. Thank you. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Mabon?
I think Mabon is kind of muted, but Aliyu, until Mabon can come in, you know, this is a bad reflection. And just issues are just compounding. Just last week, the ambassador of the European Union in Liberia, and, you know, had a critical view of the government functionaries, how they were proceeding. Then the country compounded with a drug issue. Tell me, which of the countries going to be clapping for you? Because this is just you are trying to validate the position of this woman, that indeed the government is running in a way that is not pleasing to the international community and other people. And today you have a drug-related situation in your country. So issues are just compounding. They need to address it and address it holistically. Like, Mabel, you can shut up us. Thank you for the time. I think Mabel, I don't know what's going on, but Khalil, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Okay, Mr. Kone.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from there. The work with my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make on you, I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I put the boy ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I put the boy ya to money, and I forget na ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget na. So she work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who waiting to sell. The flesh, our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Bacalu. From Maryland, Bonk down to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.